Edward. COLM, IFLTV.
Who was
Little
that?
dancer.
Who is it? No. What's his name? The picture. Isn't that what you referring to him?
No. Oh!
Who was it though?
You cheeky bastard.
It's Simpsons character.
Yeah, I know who. The yes guy. That's him.
You're.
That is the worst jacket, right? All you do all week. Oh, you look tired. I know what you're doing. You're trying to play mind games with me, yeah? That is awful.
This is a Jordan jacket. Look at the back of it.
It's awful. Listen, mate. It's 30 degrees outside, and you're wearing a t-shirt and a Jordan sweatsuit.
It's actually like a windbreaker.
Oh, it's a windbreaker.
It's the best accent you've ever done. Yeah.
Do you like my Jordan windbreaker?
I wasn't going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up now. You get your teeth done?
No.
Liar.
No.
Show us your teeth.
Little bit of whitening. A little bit of composite bonding on the end.
Yeah. So you did get your teeth done?
No, not like turkey teeth.
No, you did get turkey teeth.
No, I didn't. I promise you, I didn't. I got it done in Brentwood. Trust me. It was. I keep grinding my teeth, and they're going wonky at the sides. So yeah, that's it.
And obviously, Jaleel Hackett falls off the card. When did you get wind of that, and what actually happened?
Last night, I had a message to say that he's in hospital. Turned his ankle over on a run, and gutted, really. Like gutted for him. A freak injury, and yeah, the fight falls off the card.
Berlanga comes in £2, just around £2 overweight.
Disappointing. 1.6 pounds over. You know, fight goes ahead. They did a deal privately between them, and yeah, disappointing to miss the weight. But fight goes ahead tomorrow night, and a big fight for him. It's actually a dangerous fight. You know, Gonzalez don't look much on the scales, but he's never lost. He's a tough kid, and for one time, he was really considered to be a top middleweight prospect in the making.
We've seen we covered a good bit yesterday about the card, but we've seen a new in Cardenas announced. Mm-hmm. Disappointed that it's not MJ?
Not disappointed because we're in negotiations with Team Inoue to do the Akhmadaliev fight. So I don't think that if we don't get the fight made, then the fight won't be for the Undisputed Championship between Cardenas and Akhmadaliev. The only way it can be for the Undisputed Championship is if we agree a deal. And we're not stepping aside for the fight. You either sign to fight Akhmadaliev or, you know, we're not interested in a few quid to wait. Do you know what I mean? So, but all the conversations have been fantastic, and I believe we're going to get a deal done.
We've seen last night, I believe the promoter of Mbili, the Tiger Promotions, have tweeted to say that PACHECO and Mbili is underway, negotiations underway. PACHECO's agreed. What can you tell us about that? That's
correct. We have an issue at the moment where we are going to be mandatory with the WBO. And I think that that's a great spot. We've now also been asked if we want to fight for the interim championship with the WBC. We're in negotiations with a few fighters to fight in June, but we like the Mbili fight. So what we've done is we've accepted the negotiation period, and we'll talk to Team Mbili to make the fight. We want to make that fight in Los Angeles in the summer. Obviously, they want to make the fight in Canada, but we'll see. Hopefully, we can make a deal, and I think that's a tremendous fight. If not, we'll revert and go along the original plan. But you know, the plan is to get Diego Pacheco in a mandatory position.
The Hackett fight that's fallen through, is it likely to land on the Boots undercard now, maybe?
No, I don't think so. I mean, if he's turned his ankle over, that fight's in 4 weeks. So, no.
When will you do? Will you run it back? Will he maybe not get the opportunity to avenge that loss?
No, I'd like to, but obviously, unfortunately, when you miss this is a conveyor belt. Do you know what I mean? And when you fall off the conveyor belt, you have to get to the back of the queue of all these other fighters that are queuing up to fight. So it's a big blow. It won't be in the next few weeks, but yeah, we'd like to reschedule the fight.
Any feedback on the Paddy Donovan and IBF appeal?
The Team Donovan has made an appeal to the IBF, and Conlon Boxing have given their thoughts. It now goes to an independent panel, and now we'll see. You know, I think it's a 50-50, whichever way it's going to go, to be honest with you. I mean, you know,
would you be inviting Lewis Crocker out to the Boots to be ringside?
Yeah,
the Boots fight?
He should be there 100%. At the moment, as it stands, he's mandatory to the winner of that fight. If the rematch gets ordered, then we'll run it back in the summer.
Any update on Jack Catterall?
No, despite Sam Jones calling me every day. You know, Sam actually said something very smart the other day, was he should really get ready for May 2nd. because you got all those fighters around that weight class: Ryan Garcia, Rowley, Ramirez, Devin Haney, Tio, Barbosa. Are all 6 going to make it to the ring? Bearing in mind the latest shenanigans and the mental mindset. So yeah, be ready, stay ready. But really, we're looking at sort of back end of the summer to headline for Jack back in Manchester in a big fight, but open to all opportunities in the weight class.
Have you signed Turan, the Turkish girl who beat Shauna Brown on your show?
Yes.
What would your plan be for her likely in the next 12
She's
months?
going to be mandatory for Caroline Dubois. So one more fight for Elif, and then I believe the WBC will call that mandatory for Caroline Dubois. I tell you what, Elif Turhan against Caroline Dubois is what a fight. So yeah, just probably get her out in April or May.
If Kambosos wins next week, is Kambosos Hitchens done?
It's not done, but it's definitely the fight that we want to make. So we will do everything we can to move forward and make that fight for Richardson Hitchens. I think it's a great fight for New York, but I say Kambosos ain't in an easy fight next week in Sydney. And if he loses, he's done. So a lot of pressure, but if he comes through, I'd definitely like to make the Hitchens fight.
Turkey's comments on Bivol Benavidez. Who were they directed at? Because a lot of people mistakenly maybe thought it was directed at yourselves because he's referred to who Bivol's working with and who's done him good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he's just referring to what he has done for Bivol. And what Turkey has done for Bivol is given him 4 fights in Riyadh and huge opportunities. Bivol is with MATCHROOM, but we're with Turkey. And whatever Turkey says, we're doing next because of the opportunities that he's given us. We've had not one conversation with Team Benavidez about that fight. So I don't know where those stories came from. And I don't think you'll see the fight next. You know, firstly, we've got an IBF mandatory that's due, which I can't see us taking either, with all due respect to Michael Effort. But I think His Excellency is going to say, I want number 3. It's the best fight, one of the best fights I've ever seen. So was fight 1. And he gave Dimitri an opportunity to run it back. I think he'll give Beterbiev an opportunity to run it back.
What's next for Jai Opataya and Justice Huni?
So we are planning to do a show in May in Australia, which will be our 3rd show in 5 months in Australia. Speaking to Mick Francis and Spencer Brown, trying to get that show going for the Gold Coast, and everyone will be in Sydney next week for some big announcements.
But who's a likely opponent for Opataya? Who's out there that you
realistically, it'll be a voluntary defence, that next one, because Zurdo Ramirez has a mandatory against Dorticus, and then we'll look to fight, I think, October time, Zurdo against Jai Opataya.
Justice Huni against Moses Atama has been talked about. Any further on with that?
We're ready to negotiate that fight. I mean, we're number 1 now with the WBO, Justice Huni, so he's in a great spot. You know, also we think Huni against Joseph Parker's a great fight for that part of the world, but obviously Joe deserves his shot at the world title now, so we'll have to see. But yeah, I think fingers crossed, big fight for Justice Huni next.
There was this big, Queensbury announcement with the zone, all the show dates, and then you've kind of been a little bit pushed to the side, just a few shows here and there. Really? Have you got any more coming?
A few shows here and there.
Well, we haven't heard anything about your schedule, especially in America after April.
Well, hang on a minute. I mean, let's just
talk about... Ben Eubank, it's a Riyadh season show.
It's not. It's a Ring Magazine show.
Yeah, same thing.
With MATCHROOM. So, I mean, if you want to talk about our schedule, we're in Orlando this week. Next week, we're in Sydney for Kambosos against Jordan. Then we're back for a next gen with Pat Brown and Cameron Vong against Jordan Flynn. Good card up there in Manchester. Sorry, the week after we do have a week off. I'm sorry about that. The week after that is the best fight in America this year. Boots against Stanionis. The week after that's a great fight card in Sheffield. Got Dalton Smith, Josh Warrington, Josh Padley, Ishmael Davis. The week after that, you've got Ben against Eubank, 65,000 at Tottenham. The week after that, we are organising and running the logistics for Times Square. And then the night after, you've got Canelo Alvarez. That's the same weekend. I'm really...
Any of those MATCHROOM shows?
Yeah, of course. We're running the events.
Okay, what about after that? Any end of June? We've got an idea.
Give me a chance. It's March. Hold on, I haven't finished yet. The week after that, sorry, we've got a week off. The week after that, small matter of 7,500 for the heavyweight rematch, Dave Allen against Johnny Fisher. Forgot that one, didn't you? Yeah. And then the week after that, we're going to be back in Mexico. And then we're going to June. And I'm sorry we haven't announced June yet, but June will feature a brilliant all-British domestic fight at world level. And it'll also feature a big double-header in probably New York. Hitchens against Kambosos and another big fight.
In June?
Yep.
And anything beyond that America-wise? Because your American fans are screaming out for it.
Listen, I've got Boots Stanionis coming up, right? And then I've got a big fight card in New York coming up. I mean, it's like, I can't do much more than that. And then also, other than that as well, you're failing to remember that you're not asking anybody else these kind of questions, only me.
Because I don't get to see anyone else, unfortunately.
And then maybe, you know, Paddy Donovan, Lewis Crocker rematch, or Lewis Crocker for the world title in the summer. I want to do Warrington against Conlon as well.
Have you made an offer for that Warrington Conlon? Because we've seen now Conlon's announced to fight in this European.
He's fighting for the European title, and we've spoke to Wasserman and Conlon, and everyone's up for that. But Josh has got to win on April 19th first, and then we'll go from there.
Eddie, thanks for your time.